Hello and welcome to another episode of the Perspectives Discussions podcast. Back at it again with like three people. Everyone introduce yourselves. You know the roles. That all y'all been here before. Starting off with the cup.
Hi, it's PBC. You can call me Kay.
And we got this guy. Introduce yourself.
Oh, you already introduced for me, so.
Whatever. I said this guy.
Some ordinary guy.
There you go. First name Some, last name Ordinary. Wait, middle name Ordinary, last name Guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. Anyway, no one likes you. Everyone hates you and your comments. Cause too much controversy on my podcast.
We need more controversy.
We need more controversy on this podcast. But anyway, thanks for everyone clicking on that little link to this little podcast, whether you find it by mistake or you're an avid listener. Definitely hit us up on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Perspective Discussions. YouTube coming soon. And of course, if you like geek stuff, movie reviews, hearing a bunch of guys ramble about video games and whatnot, hit up the Night Shift Bandits or anywhere you get your podcast from. Also, hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and our Patreon as well. So, today's topic is about how important is image in regards to relationship, dating, etc., etc. As y'all probably have heard, Monique came out with a video essentially stating that, you know, the ladies shouldn't go outside with their bonnets and or PJs on. But in my opinion, she said it with love. She was like, look.
Babies, my sweet babies.
Look, baby, I'm your auntie. Let me tell you about how you shouldn't wear your bonnets and your PJs and your bunny slippers outside.
She said it like that for real? Well, she always says, my babies.
Yeah, so she has like this auntie like vibe to her. So, because she said in the video, people call her the auntie. They think of her as the auntie. So she's going to act like the auntie. So she just went on a 5-minute video. I don't think it was that bad. I think it was her saying like, look, stop going outside like you don't give a fuck about yourself. Put some clothes on, but love yourself. And she actually broke it down. She was like, you know, we're calling ourselves queens. And she was just addressing the women simply. She was like, we call ourselves queens, but a lot of us are queens in training. Which to me, I was like, yep, that's some true shit. Because
some of us haven't even entered the training session. We right outside.
Exactly. So
but before you even go there, let's talk about the guys. Because I noticed there were some women that were upset because she said that. So, okay, let's not talk about the women. What is it that women complain about the guys do? For instance, you know, the whole do-rag thing, right?
Yeah.
What else?
They smell. Hygiene's, I know, is a big issue. Teeth.
But I'm talking about things that we do, like the pants sagging thing too. Is another.
I don't hear that many women talk about that though.
I mean, the pants sagging thing, I do hear people complain about it. It's usually the younger girls, like in their early 20s, that I've heard say that they find that attractive. Other than that, like anybody like 30 plus or whatnot, they don't usually go for that. So I'm just saying, it's just, the image thing. Like, you know, she was just talking about if you want to be perceived a certain way, you're not going to be walking around looking a certain way.
But some of those that actually know the rules, you know what I mean? Like, because there are attractive women who do walk around with their bonnet on, PJs, pretty much look like they just rolled out of bed. Hell, I don't think I told this story actually on the mic before, but at one of my old jobs, at this job, there's see-through offices because they want to be transparent as a company, right? So my desk is like right next to one of the offices where they have interviews at. So, you know, while I'm on the call, I'm peeking over, seeing who's who, what's what. So there's this girl, right? She came in with her bonnet, tank top, PJs, and slippers. Furry slippers. Like, she just rolled out of bed. Literally, I'm not joking to you. She went in for her interview. Now.
Wait, she was there for an interview?
For an interview.
Literally. I mean, see, in those situations, but still.
I don't think she had a mental issue.
Now.
No, this is actually more normal than you think.
It is.
But not for an interview, though.
No.
This is more normal than you think.
Let me tell you another story. At a completely different company, there was a guy who came in he had holes in his clothes. Now, I don't know his story. I don't know what happened, but if you're going in for an interview, dress for the occasion.
I mean, not if you don't have anything else, but
bro,
if
to
that
play
was
kind of
the
like
case that she couldn't afford to get any outfits or whatever, then
look, that's the difference. Just real quick.
Okay,
I'm not necessarily saying playing the devil's advocate, but let's just say with the guy, you spoke of a situation where that sounds like that's somebody from a more, they're more poverty stricken.
No, he had a phone. A smartphone. He didn't have a government phone. He had an actual name brand smartphone. That's why I can't give him.
That doesn't mean that he didn't get it
exactly what to say, because I'm like, I know some homeless people with some phones.
But what kind of phones though? That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a government phone. It wasn't a cheap.
You're rich if you get an Apple though, right?
No.
I thought that was the thing.
No.
Like, you broke if you get an Android. Do you have an Android?
There was an touche, fine. But still, I mean, shout outs to our Android.
I have
listeners.
an Android.
Damn, we lost 80% of our audience, bro.
I think I missed that.
No, because
there's this thing that's been going around, not trying to get too far off topic, but there's this thing that's going around that's stupid, saying that if you have an Apple, it shows your status that you have money or whatever. And like literally, and I don't, like I said, don't want to get too far off topic, but I think like certain girls, because I don't know how it goes with the whole blue and green thing, but would it pop up as far as text messages? But something like if a certain color popped up in a text message and they just showed what type of phone you had, they wouldn't even go on a date with you.
So to be specific,
if you had like an Android.
Yeah, I know how that is.
To be specific, so people will know, most people, my joke in regards to 80% of the audience being gone, most people don't have Android phones compared to Apple. Also, to bring this back around to dating, he is indeed correct, because I know someone who they will not even text you back if you come up as green, which to iPhone users, that means you don't have an iPhone. Come up as blue, that means you have an iPhone. That's when iMessage kicks in.
What if you like Samsung?
They just won't talk to you.
I come from the tech background, so I have so much to say about that. But that's not the subject today. So anyway,
I mean, it still has to do with image,
but
I mean, no, it's true, because at this point, having a phone is very similar to having. It's like the same status as a car almost.
It's kind of ridiculous too.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact,
some people use their phone as accessories.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing about accessories. Like, people have certain accessories in order to actually show off their status.
Well, what I mean by that is that, just go ahead and compare it to a car. Because when you have a car, that's a status symbol, right? Mm-hmm. Depending on what kind of car you have, shows what your status in society is. So now we're starting to see that with phones, where if you have an Apple phone, that means you got some kind of money.
No, what if it's a super old Apple phone?
That means you got money.
Here's
the thing.
What?
It depends on like what version it is, because if you go back too far, then we'll be like, But let's say, I would say let's go back to maybe the 8. If you have an 8 on up, you should be okay.
But really, all the way back to the beginning.
Yes.
Like I said, okay, I don't know dude's situation. I was trying to make a case for him. As far as the girls are concerned, the girls, they don't be caring. They have money. They don't be caring. They just walk in, bonnets, pajamas. I'm not talking about regular pajamas. I'm talking about, you see like Winnie the Pooh or something like that on like the pajama pants or something. What she had on? Jesus Christ. Hello Kitty, whatever the case is. And those slippers are just
those fuzzy
disgusting looking, man.
I mean, to be fair, she did look cute. And all of that on. So it's not like it was mishmashed, but I mean, she was color coordinated. It was all pink.
See? Yeah, she came in there not caring.
But to get to, it's not really a moral of the story. To get to the end of the story, she got the job.
Interesting.
Now who?
Say it.
Was it a man that interviewed her?
God. Just hitting everything today, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't even answer the question. No, you just laughed first.
Because I was waiting for someone to say it. All 3 of y'all was thinking it. Even y'all out there in your ear. Even y'all out there on your phones listening to us was thinking it. Because, no, it was transparent. So if she did, do a couple of more interviews after that, I wouldn't know.
I mean, okay, so another question is, does she do her job? Like, this is like a tricky thing because it's just like when you're talking about that, for instance, it's like, oh, okay, the person image-wise may not be the best, but are they actually skilled, or do they have the skill set in which they're doing the job?
So here's the thing another thing I want to bring up too. Well, to answer your question real quick, I don't know because it's a big call center.
Yeah. And
people who've been there the longest tend to be in mornings, which is what I was doing. So if you're just getting there, you're going to be hit with the evening shift. So I probably won't see you at all or even know who you are.
Okay.
So I wouldn't know that. But another thing I want to bring up on a serious note is the fact that whenever they did interviews, they would ask the questions and send the results to someone else. So our HR department was in a totally different state. So based off how like that HR person is looking at the results, they'll probably say yay or nay.
Gotcha. So I'm assuming the person who was doing the interview and was taking down the information did not put in the notes how she was dressed.
Right. So that's one of those situations where you probably could get away with coming in like that and still get the job.
But I'm still asking, like, is she doing? Because it's just so many parts to this. Because, like, what is her performance like? Because then the other part, of course, is like if you have anybody like anybody important coming in and you see her looking like that, then that could probably be a bad image on the company.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he probably must have asked her, okay, you're coming in looking like this. What makes you think you should get this job?
It's a guy.
If they even do that. I mean, to be fair, no. And again, this still revolves into image, which is why I'm glad we're having this conversation. Let's be honest, like, I'm not going to lie, it may sound vulgar, but you may have a slightly easier time if, you're showing your cleavage out. Again, not having it all the way out, but like what you're dressing is like showing your form.
The problem with men in particular being in these positions is that we are ruled by the wrong head. So we tend to, y'all show like a little cleavage or a little bit of something. Y'all come in thick, whatever the case is. Yeah. And I don't, you know what? I'm going to make an assumption. I would assume that we do some of the stuff like in that case, you hire the person or whatnot because you think you're going to see him again, or that's somebody you coming in and you're going to be able to try to hit later on or something like that. But the process is pretty stupid. Like, you got a lot of the dudes who just like thirsty. It don't matter what position they're in. It doesn't even matter about economic status. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen some dudes who got money who thirstier than the broke dudes. So,
yeah.
Can that logic be applied to women who come out in this style more often? The ones that you said Monique was referring to? That some guys are giving them attention from wearing these outfits. So what will stop them from wearing them?
That's the thing. And I have to turn my Kevin Samuels on and just to say that the guys will have to stop talking to ladies who come out like that.
But that's what I was saying before.
Don't have a problem with it.
But that's what I'm saying before. Like, the guys, I'm trying to find the correct words to say, but I mean, besides constantly saying thirsty, but I mean, that's mainly what it is anyway. Like, we tend to move with intent of having sex with a woman. A lot of us tend to do that a lot. So we condone and let shit ride that should not go simply because we either feel that there's potential of having sex, or we just gonna move in a way in which we know, all right, you know what, if I do this and do that and everything, I'm gonna probably hit,
I'll have to turn that dial. I have to turn that dial back a little bit because not every guy wants to hire a woman just to potentially have sex with her.
But I'm saying sometimes in the case that she was saying with her or something like that, like, I can't really see any other reason you would do that unless you are trying to be open-minded and be like, oh, okay, she might be dressed like what I was saying earlier. She might be dressed like this, but she may actually do the job.
That's what I was trying to tell Kay, is the fact that it may have just been the fact that he put the answer, sent the email, just simply forgot to say, hey, she didn't dress up for the occasion. Yeah. I'm sure questions were asked, knowing who was interviewing her. But it's probably the fact that he just forgot to put it in the email, thus she got hired.
You may be right. I don't know the situation, so I can't say, but yeah.
I mean, again, I'm going. A lot of it's based off assumption because that was my first and last time seeing her, and the only reason I know she got hired was because someone else I knew told me.
But I mean, going back to the original reason that this was mentioned anyway.
Yeah.
Most, like, if we're talking about dating, most guys that are in a decent position are not going to want to deal with a woman who is just walking out the house any old type of way.
Or maybe they do. Because again, like you said, there's guys out there who got money who are thirsty as hell. And we both know.
See, thirst means that you're trying to have sex. I'm still trying to be somewhat YouTube friendly here.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
okay,
sure.
but
my bad.
So, but yeah, thirsty means that you still moving with the intent to have sex. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Guys who are looking for more are going to deal with a certain type of woman, period. Because if you say, for instance, and the thing is, I can't even really talk about, say, for instance, rappers in the music industry. I don't know how that go, but there's a certain stereotype that goes with that. Mm-hmm. But we're talking about somebody else who's other positions in which image matters a lot. You just can't have somebody on your arm walking around that look any old type of way. Like, yeah, you might be trying to have sex with one girl, but if you're trying to actually have somebody who you're going to be walking around with, they're going to look a certain way. They're not going to be walking around like if you go into some gala, whatever, they ain't going to be walking around like you in a suit and tie, a bow tie, something like that. And then some flip-flops and, you know, some Winnie the Pooh pajamas. Yeah, some Crocs. And, you know, some scrubs or whatever and everything and a bonnie or a shower cap.
Scrubs.
A shower cap, whatever. I'm just saying.
We got a gala at 6, but don't get off work till 5.
I do think that, you know, within dating and everything, you know, image is important. And those guys that are going for the young ladies that are constantly out walking away, because guys, they'll be trying to holler at you, you know, with those sleepwear attire on.
But that's
it's just, but it's the type of guy that does this. Like, I'm not interested at all anyway.
I'm telling you, them dudes, I'm betting they just trying to hit.
I have an experience like that. I think I was home and I was trying to make something. It was like for breakfast. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have a certain ingredient. And I had to go and rush out to get it. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel like putting anything on. Yeah. I just needed to go to the store quickly and back. That is it. Mm-hmm. So I'm in the store and I look like, to me, a total bum.
She had her bonnet on.
I did not have a bonnet on. I did have a scarf, but I did have a
She
scarf.
had a do-rag on.
I did not have a do-rag. So I was in the store collecting an item and there's this guy trying to talk to me while I'm online. And I'm like, I look like a bum. Why is this guy trying to talk to me? So there are people that will...
And then especially you had to look cute little pajamas and little furry slippers and stuff, and your jewelry on with it. Like, girl, sit down.
And that's about self-image, like, because you got some women who honestly like, oh, I look like a bum. It's like most, like us, we're going to, and as I said, I'm trying to separate this. Mm-hmm. Attraction is a different story. Thing is, some of y'all can look like y'all think bums and whatnot, but y'all still look good. Y'all still look cute. The point that I was speaking to is whether or not I'm trying to wife you or forget it, fuck you.
I don't think... Okay, to be fair, not to be fair, but to put this out there, I think that some women that call themselves bums, I think they look like bums, don't think that they're bums.
Well, and the thing, if you said you a bum, that already shows that you know the way you're going out anyway. But still, regardless, they're not at their best because, of course, when you're not looking like a bum... For them, they got their nails done, their hair done, and stuff like that. So
they got their nails done, lashes in, pretty contacts in. They put in a little bit of makeup, some lip gloss. Huh?
We are back to that stage again, though. The contacts.
Yeah, because I'm like, I've seen plenty of women be like, "Oh, I look bummy right now." Taking a picture on Instagram, 50 likes, probably more. Comments saying heart faces. Oh no, you look good, Quinn. Blah 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 blah.
Man, I'm sorry. There's still dudes again, man.
I'm sorry,
dudes, man, dudes. I'm sorry. I hate the current state of dudes because like we just seem like we go for anything and everything.
Because I mean,
had the host stop talking for a second.
You know, I think that it's important, you know, to go out looking your best.
Even if you go into the corner store?
No, you don't want to look good going to. It depends on what the neighborhood is. You don't want to look good going to the corner store. You don't
They're
want
gonna
to
be
look
like,
good.
hey, red shirt, hey,
yo, ma,
what's up? What's good? Hey,
Sade. They still say that.
yeah, they say that.
they still say,
Sade.
Sade.
Hey.
I was in New York, so at the time they would be like,
Mommy. They said who?
You.
Oh my
What?
God, yo, like, oh my God.
And I was like, you expect me to turn around for that?
Yes.
It's-
No.
yeah,
I
it's-
expect you to turn around for that. Yes, I'm trying to talk to
And
you.
that's when we have to start teaching these young ladies. Like, I don't know what the issue is. Like, why are you responding to certain stuff? Like, don't even respond.
You gotta teach
only
the dudes
seen-
not to do it though.
No, I've only
It's
seen-
just like,
If we stop paying them any attention, all of us, we shut that down real quick.
man, you sound like that. What was that? Was it? Was it Chirac?
Chirac.
What everybody was talking about.
Yep, Spike Lee.
I don't never see that happening though. But like, yeah, if the women did stop responding to certain things, dudes would fall in line immediately.
Real
I
quick.
don't think so.
Wow.
So,
Seriously?
I've only seen that work once. All the women I've seen get, I guess you can call it catcalling from across the street. They just ignore them. They'll literally ignore them, and the guys will curse them out, and they'll walk away.
But if any woman is validated, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Validation is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any validation whatsoever, then it's not going to work. That's why I said that unfortunately it's something that's never going to happen because all women are not going to fall in line. And like I said, as far as the men are going to do whatever works in order to try to...
But that's the thing, and I've only seen that work once in my whole life living in Chicago. On going outside on the hottest days, I've seen that only happen on work once.
But I'm saying the dude's going to go somewhere else. If
But
the
niggas
women in this
are
area,
like hard-headed, bro.
but I'm saying
We both know this.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, if the dude's trying to holler and these girls ain't going in a certain area, they just gonna keep moving about and they just gonna go somewhere else.
But
that's all I'm saying.
But with our powers combined,
oh God,
we could stop
Captain
it.
Planet?
I didn't want to say
Stop
it,
it, Kay. We can stop it. We can shut this down.
but that's the thing. It has to be on both sides too. Like, okay, how many times you gonna call a woman and have it not work?
but if I keep repeating, if you got one girl that's going and you got girls that's going,
So you gonna just keep throwing it at the wall and see if it sticks?
that's something. Now you got me stuck. That's how some people work, man. Some people play the numbers game.
But that is just
I may
fucking a
miss
waste of time.
999 times, but if I got that one, it worked.
And that's a possibility.
Look, if
you
I
get
got
the
that
number, and she may never respond to your ass.
Look, if I got one,
and she
it
may have,
works.
she probably only gave you your number because you're annoying as hell.
but yo, some people move like that. Seriously, it's like as long as it worked one time, that's all you gotta have. That's why I was
They
saying
need to raise
that
their
it's something that
fucking
would
standards.
never. Too many personality types, man.
Need to raise their
Seriously,
fucking standards.
and how many people? You got some dudes who just don't care.
They need to raise their standards. And those are probably the same dudes who in old girls' DMs, like, baby, I love you. I want to send for you, blah,
Send
blah,
it,
this, blah, blah, that.
DICK pics.
Uh-huh.
I got a few of those.
So annoying. Nothing's cute about that. Please stop it. Nothing's
No.
cute about it. Not at all.
I agree.
No. I will send my penis to all of you.
But yo,
But I say that just to be, like, I guess that's their mentality is, I'm just going to send it to you.
Yeah.
You heard
need
Dominico's
to see
story?
it. You need to see it.
oh God.
How the guy, she said no to the dick pic and he just sent it anyway.
Creeps.
So yeah, if anybody's saying this is woman bashing, this is male bashing this week from the actual men.
In particular, this guy.
But hey,
Hear that, Diamond?
I mean,
Yeah, I called you out. She knows who she is.
that is hilarious. But no, it's just as I said, a lot of the behavior, like we will not be able to change anything until people start doing things in mass. That's the problem. So the women are not going to see a problem with what's going on because you're going to have men, especially think about it, like Did you see Ludacris? He was sitting up here. He posted a picture or something like that with a bonnet on or like a head wrap. Yes, and trying to show that he was in support of like, you know, women wearing bonnets and stuff. So when you have people like him doing stuff like that, you got the rest of these women like, yeah, you see what he's doing, and he like, you know, he real, you know, he a rapper, he well known, everything. He on so and he a guy, so.
So you know, is it bonnets in particular, or is it just anybody with a head cover?
She said bonnets, but particularly it's just how you just step outside and just be wearing.
Because there's
like the whole message was about care for your image, care for yourself.
Because there is a way to go out, say if you don't want to show your hair, to cover it and make it look nice.
Yeah, you can put on. Try to match it with the, you know, I try.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I've seen women have on bandanas that look real nice, like head wraps, things of that nature. So you're right. You're definitely right. And I think the reason why bonnets get the flack is because that's something you wear to bed mostly, or you wear something around the house. So you're not really. So that's just seen the same way as PJs. Or like flip-flops or house shoes, wearing that outside.
So once again, going back to the men. So this is interesting.
Yeah.
So anybody watching them old movies where you seen a creepy dude, you seen like a shadow on the wall or something, and then all of a sudden you see a dude come up with a hoodie, you can't see his face, and all of a sudden he shoots somebody or stabs somebody. Like hoodies for the longest, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Hoodies for the longest, white people in the movies was wearing stuff like that. And this was from way back in the day. And hoodies had a negative stereotype anyway. It was always, you know, connected to somebody that
like
was
crime, criminals.
Something that was grimy, some type of crime or whatever and everything. So, you know, dudes walking around in hoodies, it's like, you want to talk about, oh, because I'm black. No, this has been around for a minute. Yeah. Hoodies had a negative stereotype before, you know, you decided to start wearing it as a fashion thing.
Now, to be fair, it was connected to us in regards to stereotypes. Like us wearing hoodies, because let's be real. If there's a white guy wearing a hoodie compared to a black guy wearing a hoodie, there will be two different reactions. No matter, even if they're on the same criminal shit.
And that's a controversial thing in itself. I don't want to get into because stereotypes. I honestly, personally feel that a stereotype could be broken if you don't consistently follow the pattern. But if you consistently follow the pattern, the stereotype is going to stick. And I say that because, well, like I said, I don't want to get.
I mean, that's
another topic in itself too.
Because I could be.
But the point that I'm saying is like people are going to associate certain behavior or gonna have a certain feel about, you know, whatever based on how a person looks. But if you want somebody to take you serious, then you have to understand it, you know, how you dress or what you put on or how you carry yourself. People are going to judge. People are going to look.
I mean, and just to put this out there, I know some people like to say, oh, I don't judge. I mean, we all judge a little bit, let's be honest. Because, I mean, with the way things look from our food to just people in general, I mean, since we're talking about people and image, I'll keep it to that. I mean, we prejudge people before we even meet them. We try to read people before we even meet them. And I think you sent me an image, which I meant to post. I'm sorry, I apologize. There's like a thin line between harassment and I like you or something like that. Because you sent me a meme of like, one image was of like a guy who was well built.
Oh, the difference between flirting and harassment?
Yeah, flirting and harassment.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
I remember.
Yeah. And one picture was a guy, 6-pack, abs, killing it, right? Looking good.
Chocolate.
Flirting.
I want to
see what her mind is.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, he was...
I'll get off that topic real quick.
Not as attractive.
No, but he was still chocolate, though.
He was.
What kind of chocolate, though?
With missing teeth and overweight.
Ain't have no lining whatsoever.
I don't know what was going on with
But he's still trying to flirt?
He's still trying to flirt. He probably got money. Y'all should have seen her face. Her eyes lit up.
Okay, so if he got money, he can fix his image.
Yes.
He can? Okay. So let's say
he get new teeth. He could get veneers.
So, I mean, losing weight takes time.
And hire a personal trainer.
Yeah, but it takes time.
So really, if you have the money, it's no reason that you should look bad. It's no reason.
Man, look, it's only so much that some people can do.
I'm sorry.
Hey, have you seen the miracle of plastic surgery?
That's a whole nother
I've seen the horrors of plastic surgery.
Yeah, I have too. Yeah.
Shouts to that scene in She's Gotta Have It, where old girl get the butt injections and that thing just explodes.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
that really happened?
was in the show. Yes.
Okay.
Because
it can't happen. It happens to people.
Because again, I mean, fuck it, it's about image, right? So in the show, I forget what her name was, but one of Nola's friends, she had a flat booty, and she worked at this. I don't think they call it a strip club. I'm gonna call it. It wasn't really a strip club. It was like a burlesque show kind of thing. Yeah, and she was a waiter, and she wanted to be one of the dancers, but again, she has a flat ass. So she does the research. Of course, doing it through a doctor is expensive. So she goes to like this behind the alley. It wasn't really behind the alley, but it was a behind the alley kind of,
backwood.
Yeah, and she literally had this syringe of, I guess, a plastic or something.
Well, it's going to be some form of silicone. It should be.
Yeah, and she just injected it in her butt. And, at first she was happy she had the butt. Her butt was looking
She was doing it. She did it herself?
No, she did it there was like a back alley doctor.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, come to find out, she got on the dance floor, shaking that butt. I think she was actually shaking it on somebody until it exploded, until it blew up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this was a movie?
Oh, it's a show. She's Gotta Have It on Netflix.
Oh.
It's the remake to the original movie.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, and you got people who want to do that, plastic surgery and all of that, and they want to do it by any means necessary.
So they're not willing to put in the work.
They're not really
grow it naturally.
Oh,
because people want it now.
Yeah, you got a lot of people who they're trying to hurry up and find a real quick solution.
Yep. To money, to image, to everything.
Quick story. I don't have the details of it, but somebody had told me about this Asian couple that had gotten together, and the woman had a lot of plastic surgery, and that guy didn't know, and they ended up having a baby. And the baby
I remember that.
That baby came out not very cute.
Didn't he sue her or something?
Yeah, exactly.
So wait, I mean, obviously with genetics, so she came out as natural as the mom probably looked.
As unattractive as the mom looked.
It's funny you say that. I had some when I was living in China, and I was meeting with some friends out there. We had a meetup group, and for the ones that were Chinese, they had this thing in the group that if you're coming and you're trying to date other people in the group, you have to come with your baby pictures.
Nice.
So that they can see what you look like
that is funny.
when you were younger compared to how you look now.
Oh,
wow. Thank God I'm a cute ass baby.
So that was interesting.
That would be like a nice first date thing, wouldn't it?
No, you can't see my baby pictures. No, thank you.
I'm seeing my baby.
I know over here in the U.S. that's probably seen. That probably is like seen as super creepy.
Hey, don't you want to see me as a baby?
It's like, you know what? I got other things. Now. I got other things to do.
I know they said it jokingly, but I think they were serious.
Yeah.
I mean, if we get to a point, okay, this may be a little bit controversial, but if we get to a point where you just don't know who's who, what's what, and you may want to know like how that person really looks, like as they are, that may not be a bad thing.
I mean, if plastic surgery is that widespread, then
it is.
I mean, it becomes a necessity at that point because you don't know who. I mean, we were just talking about earlier as far as makeup is concerned.
Yeah,
and like how some of the women, man, you go to bed when you wake up the next morning. Who the hell are you? How'd you get in my bed?
Yeah, like, I mean.
Well, that's only if it was bad makeup. It should still be on there unless she wiped it off.
And going into makeup right now, have y'all ever had somebody who just put their whole face on the pillow and you saw the image?
No,
of their makeup?
I have never seen that.
No,
me neither. But thank God.
I thought you brought this up because this is something that you went through.
Oh no, I'm glad.
Have you heard of situations like that?
I've heard of some situations where if the woman put her head on the pillow, it'll leave a mark. Like all her makeup would be on the pillow, but not like actual face. I've heard that, But I mean, to go into makeup here, makeup definitely is a game changer in my opinion, because you could change your whole look. And we've seen those videos of people, they look one way without the makeup and look a completely different way with it.
Yeah.
But going back to the beginning, I think this is the last thing I have to say about the whole image thing anyway, and the whole bondage situation.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, do what you do. Yeah. At the end of the day, whatever you happy with doing, just understand. And this is something that we as men understand early on in life. There are consequences to what you do. So if you go out and people ain't treating you a certain way, you at some point going to have to understand that what you're doing, well, it may not be working. But if you don't come to that conclusion and keep trying to delude yourself, and I mean, hey, you know what? It is what it is.
So what you're saying, they should walk outside naked if they get good results?
Come as you are.
Hey, look, if you go outside and whatever happens, people learn. People are going to learn.
So if a guy, right, walked outside, he's getting good results from everybody. Walks by your window with his giant schlong, just fling it in the air. You see it. It's all in your face.
Look, what can I do about it? If everybody else is sitting up here like, oh man, you know what? What can I do about it? I ain't trying to see that. I'm gonna close shades, go back to what I was doing. Keep the shades closed.
You sure?
Hey, look, if everybody else is condoning it, remember, we are in a society, so that's the thing. People gonna act a certain way. So it's
if he came up to you trying to do business.
Look, I'm good. No, but that's me. See, I'm an individual.
Okay, so let's say it was a woman and you didn't find her attractive, but she's out here with everything hanging out.
Well, you should. Guys get to walk around with their shirt off. If women want to walk around with their shirt off, they should be able to too. But that's
okay. So wait, I gotta address something real quick. For every
this
guy,
is not the society we live in.
Let me address something real quick.
Unfortunately,
let me address something about that real quick. Every guy out there that said yes, we should do that, 9 times out of 10, it won't be someone that you want to see naked.
Oh man, you know what's so funny when people always want to go to a nudist camp?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
It's always
they be like, yeah, I can't wait to go to a nudist man till you see the people that's there.
No, one of our guys said that, like, he was like, man, I want to go to a nudist beach, and we told him, we're like, bro, 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna be people you want to see naked.
Nope.
It's not, because when they got the goodies, they're gonna cover that up. Or they're gonna put on like nipple pasties or something.
Because
no, not even like that.
If you're walking out there and you have a body that a lot of people will find attractive, you're gonna have people piling up on top of you while you're walking down the street.
Okay, yeah.
So I do believe that you should dress modestly so that type of stuff don't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the point I was making earlier. That whatever you do is going to have a result. So that's why I was like, leave it up to that person to learn. And if they don't learn, so sad for them.
Some people just clearly are not taught. Some of them, and I used to, work with teenagers and stuff. And some of them, they did suffer from mental illness to some degree, but would just get up, roll out of bed, just not put on clothes.
I've seen that too. Yeah. And
sometimes we difficult just to get them to, shower and clean up. But a lot of people just aren't taught, etiquette. The way I was brought up, once you're out of the bed, you put on, house clothes. You take off your pajamas. You're not going to walk around the house with pajamas on all
day.
day.
You didn't do that around the house.
No. Not when, when the old folks, was raising us, we'd be around them, no, you're not, we had to put on clothes. Yeah, no.
I grew up that too.
I walked around with my boxers all day.
Not until I got older, I was able to kind of do that, but no.
That's why I was always I want to get my own place so I could walk around my house in my underwear if I wanted to.
Exactly. Man, it feels great.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
But you do have clothes that you can sleep in, and you have lounge clothes that are just as comfortable.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've never experienced that. Like I said, I would walk around in my boxers and no one said anything.
Well, that's weird because I've been around certain people's houses where they literally like, hey, look, you got street clothes, and as soon as you leave the street, you got your house clothes, and you immediately put those on.
Yeah, my mom was like that too.
Because I had this one dude who nearly went off on me one time because I was about to sit on his bed, and he was like, "Bro, what the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Bro, what am I doing? Am I sitting on something?"
Yeah,
he was like, "But you was just outside." I'm like, "Yeah, and." He was like, "Bro, don't be sitting on my bed." I'm like,
that's how it was raised.
I'm like, "Oh,
my granny
you
would
don't even have to sit
fit
on anything outside. As long as you are outside in those clothes, as soon as you get in the house,
it's the issue. You better not sit on no bed.
I've only heard of that rule actually a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the old folk to cuss you.
Well, no, not that on that level of like having house clothes compared to.
But like to sit on the bed thing?
To sit on the bed after you came from outside.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I've only... do that in my house.
Because I did it all the time. Did it with my friends. Did it with my cousins. Did it with family. No one ever said anything. Until like a few years ago. And, you know, it was a girl. And she was like, "Why do you have your clothes on from outside?" And I'm like, I'm all confused. I'm like, I have nothing else. Never mind. So I realized she was trying to get me naked. Okay, that makes more sense now. Never mind. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry, guys. Thinking back to
that. Realize that just now.
Yeah. Damn. Y'all know that post I put up, where it was like, you realized 5 years ago she was flirting with you?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I just had that.
Did you literally just have that epiphany? Like,
I did.
So what you gotta say about that now?
Oh my God.
Anyway, any last words about image as I try not to embarrass myself further?
Well, I think that, you know, you will definitely attract the kind of man or kind of woman, you know, according to how you dress kind of too. Because certain ones won't approach you. You know, if you dress a certain way, you dress real nice, a lot of times that, you know, deters the dusties. I know the word there we got. I don't like that word.
Dusties?
Because I hear it so much. It's just like...
I very rarely...
Dusty.
Okay, that just shows generational differences. Because I haven't heard that since early 2000s, late 90s.
Who?
Dusties.
Man, women still be using
Nobody
dusties.
ever
I have
stopped.
not heard.
It's never
I
been
hear
retired.
Bums.
So remember when we had a all girls podcast? What was that? A while ago.
Oh yeah, I guess they were.
They used Dusty.
Yeah, but they old.
What are you talking about? They late 20s, early 30s. Is that old?
Yes.
All right, old man.
All right, yeah, I claim that.
Oh my God.
I know where I lie.
But yeah.
But no, I for real though, like I don't hear it as much.
I just heard it on YouTube somewhere.
Really?
Somebody was just saying Dusty. Yeah, people
I must be dodging the fuck out this word.
Apparently.
Yeah, it is definitely. It kind of died down for a while, and then it had a resurrection, but it never went away.
Okay,
it's always existed.
Because I'm like, I haven't heard that since. Yeah, I must have been dodging the word since the year like 2009 or something. I must have been. Okay. Anyway.
But I think that, you know, you dress a certain way to deter dusties, whether they're male or female. Yeah. So.
I mean, and to add on, real quick story, there was this girl I was dating and she just never understood, nor could I get it through to her. She was acting extremely ghetto. And that was one of the things that made the decision for me to end up breaking up with her, because I was thinking about the future. I'm like, I can't take you nowhere. You act like you got zero home training. You know,
she was like that.
And then it's just the way she would carry herself too, because the way she would have her hair and stuff and whatnot, it just, I'm like,
how does she have her hair?
I don't, God, it's, like, yeah. I wish I was able to explain the hairstyle, but it was just.
Was it like them 27 pieces with the weaves?
It was like different colors, braids, hair shaved off here, and just, it was.
Well, maybe she was just being creative with her hairstyle.
I mean, that's cool and all, but I'm just saying, what we were just talking about, image. Mm-hmm. You know,
well, you can switch it up if you got to take her.
But there's certain. But I mean, okay, look. Maybe we could get past that part, but then when you acting and talking extremely ghetto all the time, then it's not going to work. Because I'm like, if I'm going to go meet with somebody important, I can't have you with me because you don't even know how to properly conduct yourself. And those people are going to turn around and look at me like, bro, who is this?
I was just imagining.
Like, yeah, you know, I'm sorry. I found her on the street. You know, I apologize. She followed me in. Anyway, what were you saying? But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a certain path that I was going at the time. Still on that path. Mm-hmm. And there's just a certain type of person that I can deal with because there are people who I interact with on a regular basis, including people who I'm meeting or talking to, that I cannot present that type of woman, or I will get looked at a certain way. Because as far as the guys are concerned, I don't think it's the reverse. Like, guys, people look at the type of woman that you're with. As far as women, I don't really think that, unless you are in like those really, like, say for instance, corporate settings or like really high up situations or whatnot, and then you bring a guy around and he's got his, as I was saying, sagging with a do-rag on, the big ass chain or something like that, then yeah, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, like, that would be a question for the ladies. Because as men, we don't see that. As heterosexual men, we don't see that. It's more about, we see it more towards our girlfriends, wives, or whatever. So have y'all ever been judged or looked at weirdly for having a guy look a certain way?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
yes.
Elaborate.
By family, friends,
or
just other people?
Both.
I know,
and you know, and you can just feel it, and it's like,
because I'm like, family friends gonna judge all the time.
Yeah,
so I wasn't really considering them because I'm like, family friends get in every situation.
Especially if I'm dressed one way and then you dressed another way, I'm so annoyed with that. Like, I've been in situations like that. Like, why do you have that on? We're going out. Like, what? Can't you fix yourself up and do something? Like, I got on heels. Like, do something different. So yeah, and yeah, we ladies definitely get judged off. Like, clearly, because people look at you as a couple. It's like, well, y'all don't even look like y'all match up. Like, what's going on? You know.
Okay. Yeah, that's why.
Places where I was dressed really nicely, and the guy that I was with wasn't, and it was an event that I had both friends and family, and they're looking at me like, where you get him from?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Like, that is unlike you. I don't. Is something okay? That doesn't seem like the type of person I would picture you with.
Okay. I mean, we already did this topic, but that could be a red flag, or that could just be very judgmental. Because I'm not gonna lie, some family members, they do have that radar. They are like, yo, ass is ratchet.
And some be off as hell.
They be off as hell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've run into those who completely off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Last words.
My last words are, as far as how you present yourself, you have to keep in mind that when you're going out, especially in a relationship, that how you dress can affect your partner. And if you are dressing inappropriately, then your partner is going to get backlash for it, and it's going to be a problem. So that is my last words. Keep that in mind.
Person? No, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask, for those who are going to bring it up, what do you call inappropriate?
Yeah,
that's going to come up.
Yeah, I mean, what is the definition of inappropriate? Like, actually, I'll throw this in there. What's the definition of ghetto? What's the definition of really any negative word that describes image? Like, what does that look like to you? Like, is it the fact that they're not dressing the way you want them to dress? Because I've seen some smooth guys who, they dress very well despite them sagging. But I'm like, hey, that's a nice fit.
But you're not going to go like that to a cocktail party.
You can.
Not with me.
If you have on a nice fit, but you're sagging, not even sagging that much.
Bro, I gotta disagree. Nah.
You can. Niggas will try it.
Bro, I've actually seen somebody that was sagging slacks before. I was like, yo.
I've seen that during school.
What is happening?
I've seen people sag
How
with
do
a
you
whole
sag
suit. I've seen that. Like, if you look at those security guards sometimes, then yeah, they'll be sagging.
Well, I'm personally not attracted to that type of dress.
Okay. So you would say, like, as long as you're kept up. Pants on the butt.
Yeah, your pants have to be on your waist.
Yes.
And
shoes tied.
So what are we, like, third grade now?
I want to ask a stupid question, be like, what if you don't know how to tie your shoes?
Oh.
That's a problem. That's a serious problem.
Bigger problems than image right there.
Then at least fool me and get Velcro.
Once again, are we in third grade now?
Skip it since we're already here. I miss those Velcro shoes with the lights on your soles.
Kids just be hopping down.
Man,
just so you can actually see them light up.
Those were good. But back to image. But I mean, like, I've seen some guys who look smooth and they sag a little bit. I wouldn't do it, but I've seen it look. I've seen it look cool.
I've seen it look okay.
Yeah,
I've seen it look okay, but now,
but not in like a cocktail party, man.
They could do it.
It's a limit to the.
That would embarrass me, and I would never speak to him again.
But you shouldn't really be able to see it if he have like a whole suit.
He didn't have on a suit. He was just like, it was shirt. Like,
okay, did you see?
Like,
they be trying to have the shirt tucked in too. I don't understand that.
Did you see the drawers?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
no, never mind. No.
Wait, you thought he was just wasn't on his butt, but the suit
was
covering it?
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking maybe the shirt was covered. I don't know.
Because what helped was that his clothes fit.
I don't care. I don't like the sag either. That would embarrass me. I would not speak to the guy again. He needs to know how to dress for the occasion. Yeah. Wherever we're going, he needs to know how to dress for that particular thing.
But he was dressed. He was dressed smoothly. And he could go to any classy party like that.
Not to any party that I'm going to.
Are you being contrary?
No.
Oh, okay. You said you did.
I'm just providing conversation.
But I will ask, I do want to ask one thing. So, I mean, granted, y'all said what y'all said. So, as far as the guy side, or should I say the woman's side, can you understand why a man would not want to go out with a woman who's wearing a bonnet and some pajamas and some Crocs or something like that?
Yeah.
You know,
I understand. Yeah, I get it.
So, yeah. That's pretty much what the argument has been.
Because I'm really insulted if a guy that's sagging actually comes up to me and talks and tries to think we can go somewhere with anything.
But yeah, I mean, just to go ahead and provide my last word. Personally, I'm just going to go ahead and say I think we should have standards as to how we look. I get, like, we all have different definitions of what ghetto is, of what looking sloppy is, all that other good stuff. But I do think we need to have standards. So, like, if you do go outside, you know, at least look like, you ain't got to, like, dress up in a suit, but, like, you know, at least look like you didn't roll out of bed. That's all I say.
Black men normalize wearing more suits. We like them.
I've noticed.
And that, man, I'm telling you, I know it's anecdotal, but yeah, I've heard some women saying that. Actually, both women and men. So I've heard some women saying that, you know, you look stuck up wearing a suit. And then literally was this guy who wrote this whole thing saying that he just felt real pretentious wearing a suit.
What?
That it was just very uncomfortable. And every step he took in his dress shoes, just, he wanted to hurry up and get out of them.
I mean, okay, that I agree with.
Oh, it's
some dress shoes, some of the higher end dress shoes are actually fantastic. Like I had some Cole Haans, as a matter of fact. I don't even know if you're familiar. But yeah, I used to like love walking around in them things all the time. But I'm just saying, like, it was just at a point where dude was just like, yo, I don't want to be in this period. So I'm like, it's going back to what I was saying before. If things are going to change, people got to stop validating behavior. So if these dudes don't want these women going out here looking like any old thing, you got to stop having niggas like Ludacris get on his Instagram talking about, yo, I'm for this too. And then like...
Now, where did he even come from in a conversation?
But it was a few men who... Is this other dude had a little bonnet on, had his fist up or whatnot and everything. Like there's a few guys.
Us? I feel like
I think they're doing that for attention. I really think they're just doing that for attention, trying to ride the algorithm.
Yeah, pretty
I think so.
I don't know. And then after Derek Jackson, but we ain't gonna get back in that either. It's just, I'm just saying. But and then for the women, like y'all want to see, and you said it earlier, for the women, if y'all want to see things change with the men, there's got to be some women to stop giving some of these dudes attention. And I mean, yo, you got to think about it. So this is the thing. Some dudes literally do play the numbers game. Like, this is a for real thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if one woman gives them attention, as illogical as it is, within their mind, they like, yo, I got it. I'm going to keep going.
Like, no, means not right now. I heard that one.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
I mean,
that's
too, that's creepy. But again, to
if
the
they
flip
think
side
that
of
they're
that,
persistent enough,
that's so.
into.
But
That's
look
so
though,
annoying.
Yeah.
is that not what the movies have taught us? Disney movie. Because how many love movies do we have out there where
Aladdin.
ladies say no, keep saying no, but eventually he just converted her heart to love him.
Man, they tried to cancel my guy Pepe Le Pew. I don't want to really bring him up because of that, but still, that dude was on it. He wanted that cat for the longest.
I saw that coming from a mile away. Yeah, I kept
She
driving.
thought she was a skunk. That's why. She kept getting all that paint on her back and looking like a skunk. How? He's innocent, actually.
Hey, he liked what he liked, and he was like, yo, look,
Before
for love,
this-
I'm going to just keep on going. I'm going to get it.
Before this turns into the Pepe Le Pew podcast, which is a subject in its own entirety, I'm just gonna thank my audience for coming. Anyway, yeah, they came to the app to listen to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for listening, guys. Appreciate you coming to whatever app you're listening to us on, and just clicking on our podcast and listening to it, even if it was only for 10 seconds. Hopefully it wasn't for 10 seconds, but thank you. But for real, definitely hit us up on social media. Again, that's Perspectives Discussions on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Definitely follow us and hit us up. YouTube is definitely coming soon. If you like geek stuff, we just recently talked about Invincible, play some Cards Against Humanity. Got our own YouTube channel going up. Hit up the Night Shift Bandits. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course Patreon if you wish to donate money to us. And that's essentially it. So, again, have a good night, everybody, and stay toasty.
Bye.
Good night.